Over the weekend, Chuck Schumer said that he was finding it frustrating that in his attempts at negotiating an end to the shutdown, Donald Trump was basically nowhere to be found, that he wasn't actually working, which is odd because he's a great dealer and he's a great deal maker and a stable genius. But the White House didn't like that, and so they wanted to show how hard Donald Trump is working to get the right sort of deal. And so they put out some photos, and this first one's probably my favorite. There he is, working hard. And this was in an email from the White House saying the president hard at work. He is on a phone, he took off his tie, so I guess he's working hard. And then there's this next one. He's walking from one room where he's working to a different room where I have to assume he will be working. Same hat.
And this is called a photo op. Okay.
And then we have one more. This actually could be a meeting. But I think he's hanging out with friends, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a couple of points that people have made. So this is not new commentary from us because it's obvious when you look at the pictures. Number one, it's a pre-designed photo shoot. So by definition, not only is he not working at that time, he's taking work out of his schedule to do a photo op. All right, now you will walk resolutely from one place to another. Okay, but remember, don't comb your hair. Let's put a hat on.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even bother doing that. He's like, wait, you don't have time to shower. I was watching Fox and Friends all morning. Okay, throws the hat on and then they do this. But my favorite, put up the first picture one more time because I want to give credit to Erin Gloria Ryan from Daily Beast. She's an editor there. And she said, I too conduct most of my important work with a phone in my hand and nothing on my desk while staring vacantly off into space. Excellent work on that tweet. Yeah, I mean, what's he doing there? Who's he calling?
He's doing nothing.
And it's obvious that he's not in the middle of work because he's looking at the camera.
Yeah.
He can't help himself, right?
And so these photos came out and it just makes the whole organization look ridiculous. But I actually feel a little bit bad for the photographer and whoever set it up. Maybe it was HopeX, I don't know. I'm sure that they realized how ridiculous it looked. And I bet they wanted to make it look like he was really working. But his lazy ass, that's probably the best he would do for them. Like, I'll sit at the desk for a second. Is that good enough? They're just like, I don't want to deal with him. It's probably what happened. I also feel a little bit bad for him because, so I went to the Arctic for a couple months last year to produce a docuseries, which is about to come out. And for the most part, it's, I'm being filmed as we're just going about our day. But for like promos and stuff, we had to do a few shots where they're like, you walk along the fjord or whatever, just walk towards the camera slow. And I did it, but I felt ridiculous.
Not Trump, to him, that is working.
That is
He's
working,
like,
yeah.
What do you mean? I gave the appearance of working. Isn't that work?
Yeah.
Because what else would he do? Would he be reading a briefing memo at that point? He doesn't read. So, and so what, if they were gonna do this and have any credibility at all, and don't get me wrong, guys, politicians of all stripes do photo ops. Some of them go well, some of them don't go well, some are more artful, some are less artful. You remember the photo op that that Bush did during Katrina, where he flew over it and was looking outside the window, right, of the plane. That was a terrible photo op, but it was a photo op. Obama does them well. Oh my God, the photo they took when they were killing bin Laden in the Situation Room, that's a golden photo op. Now they planned to have a photographer there because they were aware they're gonna put that picture out later.
Yeah.
But they didn't all pose. They weren't goofballs like Trump go, okay, here I am on the phone, right? Probably the photographer took 1 million pictures, then took the one that made them look coolest and put it out there. So just know what's going on in the world and how politics works. But Trump can't even do that right because they have no examples of what he would look like when he's working because he never works. Yeah. So even the photographer doesn't know how to put it together. The staffers don't know how to put it together. If they were gonna do it right and it was real, he would have invited congressmen to the White House and they'd be working on a negotiation and a deal. And in the midst of that, they would take 1,000 pictures and then take one that looks cool. But he didn't invite any congressmen because he's not doing any work. You just watched the video by the Young Turks, home of the revolution. If you'd like to get a lot more than that, get the full show by becoming a member. tytnetwork.com/join.